Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Jean Rousey is an American mixed martial artist, judoka, and actress. Rousey was the first American woman to earn an Olympic medal in judo, which she won at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing. She is the former UFC Women's Bantamweight champion, as well as the last Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion. She won 12 consecutive MMA fights, 6 in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, before suffering her first loss to Holly Holm in November 2015. She won 11 of those fights in the first round, 9 of them by armbar submission. Rousey trains under Gokor Chivichyan of the Hayastan MMA Academy and Edmond Tarverdyan of the Glendale Fighting Club. In May 2015, two magazines ranked Rousey as the most dominant, active athlete. In September 2015, voters in an online ESPN poll selected Rousey as the best female athlete ever. Later that month, she claimed to be the UFC's highest-paid fighter, male or female. In 2015, she was the third most searched person on Google. As of January 2017, Rousey is ranked the female bantamweight fighter in the world according to the UFC, and by Sherdog. Rousey's first feature film role was the 2014 film The Expendables 3. In 2015, she had roles in the films Furious 7 and Entourage. Early life. Rousey was born in Riverside, California, the youngest of 3 daughters of Anne-Maria de Mars and Ron Rousey, for whom Rousey was named. Her mother, a decorated judoka, was the first American to win a World Judo Championship. Her maternal grandfather was Venezuelan and was of part Afro-Venezuelan ancestry. Her maternal great-grandfather was Dr. Alfred E. Waddell, a Trinidadian who emigrated to Canada and became one of the first black physicians in North America. Her other roots are English and Polish. Her stepfather is an aerospace engineer. Her biological father, after breaking his back sledding with his daughters and learning that he would be a paraplegic, committed suicide in 1995 when Rousey was 8. Anne-Maria pursued a Ph.D. in educational psychology at the University of California, Riverside as her daughters grew up. For the first 6 years of her life, Rousey struggled with speech and could not form an intelligible sentence due to apraxia, a neurological childhood speech-sound disorder. This speech disorder was attributed to being born with her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. When Rousey was 3 years old, her mother and father moved from Riverside, California, to Jamestown, North Dakota, to obtain intensive speech therapy with specialists at Minot State University. Rousey dropped out of high school and later earned a GED. She was raised between Southern California and Jamestown, North Dakota, retiring from her judo career at 21 and starting her MMA career at 22. When she realized that she did not want to spend her life in a conventional field of work. Olympic judo career. Rousey began judo with her mother at the age of 11. Rousey trained with her mother until she was 13 after accidentally breaking her mother's wrist. At 17, Rousey qualified for the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, becoming the youngest judoka in the entire Games. Also in 2004, Rousey won a gold medal at the World Junior Judo Championships in Budapest, Hungary. In April 2006, she became the first female U.S. judoka in nearly 10 years to win an A-level tournament as she went 5-0 to claim gold at the Birmingham World Cup in Great Britain. Later that year, the 19-year-old won the bronze medal at the Junior World Championships, becoming the first U.S. athlete ever to win 2 junior world medals. In February 2007, Rousey moved up to 70 kilograms, where she ranked as one of the top 3 women in the world. She won the silver medal at the 2007 World Judo Championships in the middleweight division and the gold medal at the 2007 Pan American Games. In August 2008, Rousey competed at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, China. She lost her quarterfinal to the Dutch ex-world champion Edith Bosch, but qualified for a bronze medal match through the repechage bracket. Rousey defeated Annette Bombayuko to win a bronze medal. With the victory, Rousey became the first American to win an Olympic medal in women's judo since its inception as an Olympic sport in 1992. Mixed martial arts career. Rousey retired from judo at 21 after the Olympics. After winning her Olympic medal, Rousey shared a studio apartment with a roommate in Venice Beach, California, and worked 3 jobs as a bartender and cocktail waitress to support herself and her dog. When Ronda started learning judo, her mom took her to judo clubs run by her old teammates. Ronda went to Hayastan MMA Academy run by Gokor Chivichyan, where she trained with fellow future MMA fighters Manny Gambaryan and Gokor Chivichyan. According to Rousey, Hayastan practiced a more brawling style of judo versus the more technical Japanese style. Rousey trained mostly with males bigger than her and often got frustrated and cried when she got thrown and couldn't throw somebody. Probably from 2002 to 2005 I cried every single night of training, Rousey remarked. Rousey trained closely with Gambaryan. After tearing up her knee when she was 16, Gambaryan volunteered to open the gym every afternoon and work with her personally. Back in 2004, her teammates thought Rousey would kill these girls in MMA, but also thought she was too pretty to get hit in the face and should keep doing judo. While Gambaryan and Parisian went into MMA, Rousey stuck with judo, but remained in touch with MMA through them. The first MMA fight she took an interest in watching was Manny Gambaryan vs Nate Diaz in the Ultimate Fighter finale. Rousey stated she never got as excited watching judo or any other sport. After the 2008 Olympics the following year, she decided to start MMA through Team Hayastan. Rousey also trains at the Glendale Fighter by MIB, which she was introduced to through Gambaryan and other Hayastan teammates. She started training under her current coach Edmond Tarverdyan at GFC. Tarverdyan is a former WBC Muay Thai national champion. She trained in jiu-jitsu at Dynamix MMA with Henry Atkins from 2011 to 2014 and has since trained with Ron Grice and Rena Gracie of Gracie Academy, as well as BJ Penn of Art of Jiu-Jitsu. Early career. Rousey made her mixed martial arts debut as an amateur on August 6, 2010. She defeated Hayden Munoz by submission due to an armbar in 23 seconds. She entered the quarterfinals of the TUF NUFF 145 pounds women's tournament on November 12, 2010, and submitted promotional veteran Autumn Richardson with an armbar in 57 seconds. Rousey faced Taylor Stratford in the TUF NUFF tournament semi-finals on January 7, 2011, and won by technical submission due to an armbar in 24 seconds. She then announced plans to turn pro, and was replaced in the tournament. Rousey has a perfect 3-0 record in amateur MMA competition, and the combined duration of all her amateur fights is under 2 minutes. Rousey made her professional mixed martial arts debut on March 27, 2011, At King of the Cage, Turning Point, she submitted Ediane Gomez with an armbar in 25 seconds. Rousey faced kickboxing champion Charmaine Tweet in an MMA bout at Hard Knocks Fighting Championship, School of Hard Knocks 12 on June 17, 2011, in Calgary, Canada. She submitted Tweet with an armbar in 49 seconds. Strikeforce. Rousey was scheduled to make her Strikeforce debut against Sarah D'Alelio on July 30, 2011. At Strikeforce, Feder vs. Henderson in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. The fight was pushed back and eventually took place on the Strikeforce Challenges 18 main card on August 12, 2011. In Las Vegas, Nevada, Rousey defeated D'Alelio by technical submission due to an armbar early in the first round. The victory was controversial. Rousey claimed that D'Alelio yelled "tap" more than once and that D'Alelio denied this and claimed to have yelled "AAAAHHH." According to the unified rules of mixed martial arts, either one of these utterances would still be a verbal submission. Rousey faced Julia Budd at Strikeforce Challenges 20 on November 18, 2011, in Las Vegas. She won via submission due to an armbar in the first round, dislocating Budd's elbow in the process. Following the fight, she announced plans to move down to 135 pounds to challenge Miesha Tate, the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion at the time, with whom she had developed a much-publicized rivalry. During his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast 690, Rousey's trainer Edmond Tarverdyan said that Rousey started her MMA career in the 145 pounds division because she had to be able to make weight at short notice, due to the difficulty of finding willing opponents. Women's Bantamweight Championship. Rousey challenged Tate for her Strikeforce title on March 3, 2012, in Columbus, Ohio. She defeated Tate by submission due to an armbar in the first round, again dislocating her opponent's elbow, to become the new Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion. Rousey appeared in All Access, Ronda Rousey on Showtime. The half-hour special debuted on August 8, 2012. UFC President Dana White revealed during the program that, in the next 10 years, if there's a woman in the octagon, it's probably going to be Ronda Rousey. The second installment of the special aired on August 15, 2012. Rousey also appeared on Conan. Rousey defended her Strikeforce title against Sarah Kaufman at Strikeforce, Rousey vs. Kaufman on August 18, 2012, in San Diego, California. Rousey said that she would throw Kaufman's arm at her corner after ripping it off with an armbar, and threatened to choke-pound Kaufman's face to death. During the fight, Rousey would quickly take down Kaufman and submit her with an armbar in just 54 seconds to retain the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Championship. After the fight, Rousey announced that if former Strikeforce Women's Featherweight champion Christiane "Cyborg" Santos wanted to fight her, it would have to take place at Bantamweight. Early success. In November 2012, the Ultimate Fighting Championship announced that Rousey had become the first female fighter to sign with the UFC. UFC President Dana White officially announced at the UFC on Fox, Henderson vs. Diaz pre-fight press conference that Rousey was the first UFC Women's Bantamweight champion. Rousey originally opposed using the nickname her friends gave her, Rowdy, feeling it would be disrespectful to professional wrestler, Roddy Piper. After meeting Piper through Gene Lebel, who helped train both of them, Piper personally gave his approval. Rousey defended her title against Liz Carmouche on February 23, 2013, at UFC 157. Despite being caught in an early standing neck crank attempt from Carmouche, Rousey got out of it and successfully defended her Bantamweight championship title, winning the fight at 4:49 into the first round by submission due to an armbar. Carmouche dislocated Ronda Rousey's jaw during the fight, after Kat Zingano defeated Miesha Tate. At the Ultimate Fighter, Team Jones vs. Team Sonnen finale, Dana White announced that Zingano would be a coach of the Ultimate Fighter 18 against Rousey. On May 28, it was announced that Zingano would not be a coach and opponent for Rousey after Zingano suffered a knee injury earlier that same month which would require surgery. Therefore, Miesha Tate instead would coach on the Ultimate Fighter 18 against Rousey. Rousey faced Miesha Tate in a rematch from Strikeforce at UFC 168 on December 28, 2013. After going past the first two rounds, with Tate surviving an armbar attempt and a triangle attempt, Rousey finally submitted Tate via armbar in the third round to retain her Bantamweight championship. In an interview with Los Angeles Daily News, Rousey said she had lost muscle during her film commitments and not been able to regain her full strength for the Tate fight. Quick finishes. It was announced at the UFC 168 post-fight press conference that Rousey would defend the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship against fellow Olympic medalist and undefeated fighter, Sarah McMahon in the main event at UFC 170 on February 22, 2014. Rousey won the fight by TKO after knocking down McMahon with a knee to the body in just over a minute into the first round. This marked Rousey's first career win via a method other than armbar. The stoppage led to controversy, with some sports writers and attendants finding it premature. In 2014, Rousey was named one of ESPN's Impact 25. On April 11, 2014, it was announced that Rousey would defend the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship against Alexis Davis in the co-main event at UFC 175 on July 5, 2014. She won the fight via knockout just 16 seconds into the first round. Rousey broke her thumb during the fight. The emphatic win also earned Rousey her second Performance of the Night bonus award. A match between Rousey and Kat Zingano was scheduled to take place at UFC 182 for the women's bantamweight title. However, the fight was moved to February 28, 2015, at UFC 184. Rousey defeated Zingano with an armbar in 14 seconds, the shortest match in UFC championship history. Rousey fought Beto Correia on August 1, 2015. In Brazil, at UFC 190, winning the bout by knockout 34 seconds into the first round. Rousey dedicated the match to Roddy Piper, who died the day before, commenting that Piper was one of her inspirations and had endorsed her use of his nickname. The completion of this bout marked Rousey's sixth official with the UFC, all of which had been victories. She spent 1,077 seconds in the octagon to attain all six, and accumulated $1,080,000 in prize money. This equated to nearly $1,002.79 for every second spent fighting. Her average time of 2 minutes and 59 seconds was less than the average time of a single match in every UFC weight class, the fastest of which was the heavyweight division with a time of 7 minutes and 59 seconds. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.